Hello everyone, it's Coffee Stitcher. It is the first Sunday, in November. We made it to November, and it is unseasonably warm here. But global warming's not a thing. I'm wearing a new caftan that I got. I don't know how well you can sort of see, but there it is. But I posted on Instagram if you want to go see more of it in full. So, in my Instagram, if you're not following me on Instagram, it's Coffee Stitcher there too. So, how was everyone's week? I hope everyone had a great Halloween. Alright, so, there is, I believe, some Q&A. I have a scotch of haul. I'm going to show the two threads from Stitchy Box that weren't picking up color-wise very well last night because of the darker lighting. So we've got those things. We've got some whip updates. We've got a finish. We've got this week's, and we've got this month's goals, because I finally worked those out. So, let's dive in with the Q&A. Trisha, I don't know why you're not a regular Stitchy Box customer. I actually thought you were, but, you really should be. You really should be. And this one was a fabulous one. A lot of people have asked for a UFO parade, and why they're UFOs. Most of them, I'm going to go ahead and say right now, most of them are just things I didn't enjoy stitching on that much. One of the exceptions was the Scream House, which I loved, but it was, which I think, I loved the piece, but it was getting a little tedious. So there's that. And then one that I'll talk about in a few moments. But I'm glad everyone enjoyed it. Or the whip parade. Let's see. Apollonia asks, have I ever thought about making my own patterns? I have actually made some patterns. I do have an Etsy store. It's Coffee Stitcher Designs. Or maybe it's just Coffee Stitcher Design. I didn't enjoy designing well enough to continue pursuing it. So there's some stuff there. You're always welcome to buy. When I first started cross-stitching, I was in elementary school, and I didn't get very far. And then I picked up again briefly in college. Again, didn't get very far. And then, see, I started really stitching in 2014, which would have made me 28. The first pattern I worked on was a, design from Camelot Designs of the Emerald City. Let's see. Karen Davis-Macon asks, am I the oldest floss tuber? And the answer to that is no. I'm actually even not the oldest male floss tuber. I want to say Stitching May was the first, but I could be wrong. And then Stitcher Moose was the first male stitcher who did floss tube. I think I'm the most prolific of the male stitchers, though. And I have thought about the Harry Potter crest, but it's too much of just, like, solid color fill, and I don't enjoy doing that. I admire anyone who does. I think it looks great. It's just not something I ever have the patience for. Jody Bedard asks, do I ever worry about my Q-snap hurting your stitches and fabric? Do I put anything between them? The only time I really worry is if there's a specialty stitch or a French knot. So I try to place it so that I don't have to cover that over, but otherwise not really, because it sometimes will flatten them out, but if you run your finger across them, they usually pop back up. Beaker Sanut asked about my Oz ornaments. They're not plastic canvas, they're actually perforated paper. Very, very, very similar. Pam E., no, it is not cold in Texas. It was last weekend, actually. We were in the 50s last weekend, and this weekend we were in the 90s. Because Texas. Cat B asked what happened to Screamhouse. It is a UFO, because it was pretty tedious. I liked it, but it was getting very, very tedious and kind of boring. Because while the interior parts were different, it felt like I was doing the same thing over and over and over again. Lori Graffor asks if I counted all of my whips. No, I did not count them all. I didn't want to go there. I think I do have a list, and I've got somewhere around 25, but don't quote me on that. Remy and Phoebe are doing well. They are currently curled up on the couch trying to... Well, they're either curled up on the couch with G, or they're trying to get food from G, but one or the other, they're involved there. They sort of cuddle. Phoebe likes to sit right there, so I have to kind of move her because that's right in my range of mobility. Remy doesn't usually. If he sits at my feet, on the recliner. So, but they do sometimes. I do not have any gifts that are planned for this Christmas that are Stitchy. I mean, I may end up having something, but as of now, I don't. And G2 is doing very well. And I'm glad you enjoyed the longer video. I do the videos to fit the content I have. I'm not one for drawing things out, so I'm glad you enjoyed the longer video. And that, I think, is all of the Q&A this week. Alright, so, alright. So first we're going to show off, we're going to do our haul. So the two colors from last night's Stitchy box. Here is Poisoned Apple, which still isn't showing up the greatest, but it's browns and greens. And then here is the Aurora, which is reds and yellows and browns and a green sparkle. They're gorgeous. I didn't notice this, but Liz put new in quotation marks around Aurora. So, there's that. Alright, then the other haul, courtesy of a very kind friend giving me a gift card to 123 Stitch. So these are all going to go into Giant Harry Potter. So I got gold leaf wool for the Gryffindor Quidditch jumper. Summer Shower, which is sort of a blue-silver for the Slytherin Quidditch jumper. Kreinik 071, which I won't tell you what it's for, you'll just have to wait and see. And a bright red petite silk lame braid that's going to be part of the Sorcerer's Stone. That's going to go with the sort of maroony one. So I'm going to do those in the silk lames. So there's that. So not a ton of haul, but some. Alright. Now, we'll talk about the goals for this month, and then we'll do our finish and such. Okay, so Sarah Davis, we're going to accomplish 1 row. Longfellow's Round Tower will be a page finish. Corner of the World is 4 parts. Greek Gods, I'm going to do the Mount Olympus and the symbols, and then 1 god. Giant Harry Potter, we're going to finish the Sorcerer's Stone section. And then on Storytime Sampler, I'm going to finish Charlotte's Web. So, that all being said, let me show you what I've worked on this week. Well, and there's 2 other things, but we'll get to that in a second. I decided let's see. Oh, so I worked on Alice. Yes. I worked on Alice, but I didn't like the color I'd chosen for her hair, and then it was time to rotate away. So Alice is bald, but she has shoes. So there's Alice. This is on Chloris by Under the Sea Fabrics. So I did that, and then while I was doing my whip parade, it made me want to work on, well, partially that. Haul-wise, oh, I did forget to mention, I got the Ship's Manor Nutcracker Sal, which is an Under the Sea Nutcracker. It's really cool. I don't know when I'll start it, but it's really cool. And then I also got from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery during their sale last weekend, I got the Pen Pals complete set. So, there's those. But then I decided I really wanted to work on story time. So I got the frame done for Charlotte's Web. So there it is. So I worked on that on Sunday last week. And then I worked on... That's not it. That's not it. There it is. Then I worked on Vintage Birds. And I got the stem done, which was this month's goal. So... And then I started on a bird, but then I hit November. So there we go. We got that stem done. So November, this month's designer Sal in Mania was Little House Needleworks. And I decided that, you know, I really kind of missed doing those sort of Sals. And I hadn't done them, and I figured as admin I really should. So, for Little House Needleworks, I pulled out with the plan to finish Cinderella. And I did. All I had, there's actually more to the design than I actually did. I just did the parts that I actually liked. So it's a finish. But there it is. Color converted everything by me. So there we go. So I finished that on Thursday night, I think. Or Wednesday or Thursday night, I forget. I don't think it was Wednesday night. Because Wednesday was the first, I think it was Thursday night that I finished it. Was it? How the hell if I know at this point? Ooh, that is a needle on the floor. Hang on, I've got to scoop this so I can grab that. I don't know where that needle came from, but it does not need to be on the floor. Oh, no, that's a pin. Ooh, that was even more dangerous. Okay, well, we will put it... Oh, Cinderella was done on April Showers by Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so I worked on those. Then we're also doing Nano Stitch Mo, which is one a little bit like Mania, where you can kind of design it to fit your own personal needs. So I'm doing 50 stitches a day on one specific project, which is going to make, those of you who follow me on Instagram already know what it is, or who are in Mania, but this is going to make some of y'all very, very happy. I brought back out Blue Jeans and Daisies. So I finished the tree, and the purple parts of the flowers. So I should, because I broke it down by the 50 stitches, and I think I've got 3 more days of it, and I can do it at lunch, because I can usually get at least 50 stitches in at lunch. So, middle of this week, I will finish this frame, and then we'll get to move to the big center frame. So, I know it's itched. So I'm back working on it. I've decided, since it will not be going to the original intendee, that what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish everything except for the house and the year number. And when we eventually get our first house, I'll use the colors of our house on the house. And our street address, our street house number will be in place of the year. So, that's the plan, at least. So, there we go. So I'm back working on it. So, my goal is I'm actually going to try and finish it. It depends on how much I get done during Nano Stitch Mo. I may finish it this year, but it may be early next year. I am really trying hard to stick to the Stitch from Stash next year. We'll see how well I do. So I may wait and save that to try and finish after January 1st so that I can get a good credit on it, because this one took a while. And then in Stitch from Stash, there's a Buy the Book Stitch Along this weekend. So I'm working on finishing up the Giant Harry Potter Sorcerer's Stone section. So I got the black chess pieces, I've got the white chess pieces almost done, or the white part almost done. Then I'll fill them in, and then I've got the stone in the middle as well as a surprise. So, yeah. So that's kind of everything for this week. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone has a great week ahead. And I'm about to go start some laundry. And stitch, of course, but laundry, because laundry. Anyhow, I will talk to you all later.